What is up, you guys? Welcome back to my channel. If you're just joining me, I am Madeline, and this is my channel where I do mom stuff, you know, whatever. Anyways, if you're new here, please hit that subscribe button and hit the like button for this video. Otherwise, let's just get right on into it. Today I wanted to talk about 3 questions I had when I was a brand new mom. I mean, all parents might have these questions. I noticed that moms kind of get it a little faster than dads do. But either way, I had no idea about these questions until about a year in, which is what I'm at now. Yeah. So Theo turns a year in about a week, which is so sad, November 2nd. And I'm just like reminiscing on all the things that I already, that I learned. And so now I just kind of want to share all that knowledge, and I wish I was filming along the way, but it's okay. We'll just play catch up now and we'll learn all the things together again. So 3 questions that I had as a new mom. The first one was knowing how much to feed him in terms of like breast milk or formula. We did formula. However, if you're breastfeeding, I know a lot of moms I've seen on Facebook are asking like, how do I know, like, should I feed him until he falls asleep? How do I know if he's getting enough? Blah, 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 blah. The answer to this question is really as much as they'll eat. Babies naturally are going to eat until they're full. They're not going to eat more than they need. And they're obviously going to be fussy if they're not getting enough. So my best advice is just to feed them until they don't want to eat anymore. And feeding until they fall asleep is obviously a good idea because they're going to sleep for longer. But knowing how much was really hard because I didn't know if I was underfeeding or anything like that. So the first week was really weird because you do feed them a tiny amount because their stomachs are so small. We literally fed them like, I want to say like 200 milliliters or something really small like that. It was like in a syringe. And then we ended up upping to a bottle, and it was eventually like 1 ounce. And then I think within like 1 month he was eating like 3 ounces every day. It was a lot. He's a big boy. But we basically just kept feeding until he didn't want anymore. And sometimes we had to refill multiple bottles. It just is what it is. But yeah, definitely feeding until they don't want to eat anymore. Just knowing that babies have the natural instinct to stop eating when they're full, but they also have the natural instinct to cry when they're hungry. So if they're crying and you don't have a colicky baby, they might be hungry, they might be tired, something like that. I've noticed that Theo really only cries when he's hungry. The second question that I had a lot of anxiety about is knowing when he can have normal food. I didn't know how to introduce food, and I didn't know what foods he could eat. In terms of like, can he have chocolate if I'm eating something with chocolate in it, or can he have sauces with seasonings and stuff like that. And I know a lot of foods, or a lot of food mom blog things where they're like teaching how to introduce solids say not to give them seasoned food, just so that way they have like more of a variety of taste buds or something like that. I don't know. I didn't pay attention to any of that. I fed him what he wanted to eat pretty much. My mom started introducing him to stuff, like she would, dip her finger in like chocolate or the sauce that we were eating dinner with or like whatever, and she'd like just let him try it, and I was like, you can just do that? And she's like, heck yeah, like just let him try stuff. If he doesn't like it, he's not gonna eat any more of it, but if he does like it, you can keep giving it to him. And then when we lived with my dad and my stepmom, she also helped a lot in terms of like just giving him food, just like, yep, she knew what to do if he was choking. So that was my biggest anxiety, was like, what do I do if he's choking? Like, what foods is he able to eat at what stages? And we didn't really do purees because it's kind of a waste of money. You can give him pretty much anything that you're eating, just like smash it up or give him the sauce of it, or make something on the side, like do like yogurt, which was one of his favorites. Yogurts, eggs. He's been eating eggs since he was like 4 months, I think. What else did he eat? And then he has that little fruit smushy thing. It's in the dishwasher right now. I can't show you, but it is in my mom hacks video. I show you guys what it is. He loved using that to learn what fruits he liked because he can just smush it through and it helps with teething. But yeah, just learning how to introduce foods is really just as you're comfortable with, and just introducing like small amounts of liquid first. And if you want to try purees, go ahead, but Theo didn't really like them when we did attempt to use them, so we just never ended up really using them. My third and final question, this is a really short video, is how will my baby learn his developmental steps? Even until he was like 9 months, I think he learned how to walk in 9 months, 10 months, whatever. I have no idea. I just think that they learn on their own as long as you give them the space to learn. I didn't know how he was going to learn how to crawl because I didn't know how to teach him how to crawl. So it's important that you do tummy time. It's important that you help them sit up on their own and strengthen on their own. Hold them up to stand. Like, let them try out new things. Let them fall. That's important. Let them fall onto their butt. Like, don't let them hit their head all day. Theo did go through a stage where he hit his head a lot, and it was so nerve-wracking. I was like, he's gonna get a concussion. I just know it. And so I kind of sheltered him a little bit more. But they're gonna fall, and that's the only way that they can learn. So we just need to give them space to learn, to develop, and find out their own skills, because if we're helping them the entire time, they're never gonna feel confident to do it themselves. So what I noticed with walking, because it was one of the only stages that I really did by myself, like without either my mom or my stepmom's help. And I just noticed that if I'm doing something, he wants to keep up with me. When I'm moving, he wants to move with me, but if I'm holding his hands and help him walk, he never wanted to learn how to walk on his own, because obviously like that got him closest to me and I slowed down for him. So I had to get to the point where I was just like, nope, you're either gonna have to crawl to keep up with me, or you're gonna have to learn how to walk real quick, because he was right there. He could totally do it. He just didn't want to do it because I was always helping him. So that was like my biggest thing, was just learning to let him do it on his own. Like, I wanted to help him so bad constantly, but I just couldn't. You just can't. So those are my 3 questions that I had that I felt like I see a lot of on Facebook and stuff. So I hope that this answers some of your guys' questions and you guys find this helpful. If you did, go ahead and leave a comment down below, and maybe leave some questions that you have so I can answer them in the future. But yeah, thank you guys for watching, and I will see you guys in my next video.